Welcome, everybody, to Boomer versus Zoomer, the generational comedy podcast where an old guy and a young guy.
Whatever happened to short guy?
I don't want to. I feel bad.
As a man who self-proclaimed wants to be the world's most average manlet, I've embraced my shortness hysteria.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well then I will. All right. Show where an old guy and a short guy discuss the news of the week through their own generational lenses. I'm your boomer, former drunkle, Asterios Kokonos. With us is Mumpy Jones.
Your current drunkle, I suppose. I guess your drunkle can be 23 years old, right?
Your drump. How do you say nephew?
Drumphew.
Alcahefew?
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Now, people might be wondering at home, yes. Monkey, I thought the whole plot of the show was you're bettering your life. You're no longer going to be partaking in intoxicating drugs, perhaps every single day. Perhaps you don't remember the last 24-hour period you were sober. And to that, I would say, well, at least I still go on the treadmill for at least 20 minutes a week. So...
That's good. That's more than most people do. Look, I want to hear all about this as much, but I wanted to open with something.
Okay.
Which is, our past couple of episodes, I feel like we've kind of, and this is my fault, personally. I feel like we've gotten away from kind of the core premise of the show of like discussing the differences between boomers and zoomers, the similarities. We've had a lot of like business talk, like, oh, tour this, merchandise that, monetize this, platform that. And I always thought that stuff was interesting because I was like, oh, it's like a podcast where you hear these two guys build a small business. But what I'm hearing is actually it's stressful and not interesting to hear two poor people talk about how poor they are.
Now, where are you getting this from? Who is saying these things?
Well, here's the thing, like, two people have told me this on my Discord, but if two people are saying it, I feel like 1,000 people are thinking it. You know what I mean? Because, like, these two people are, like, whacked out enough to tell you the truth.
Sure.
Whereas, like, a normal person would just, like, slowly delete the podcast.
Yeah, no, this is...
What do you think of this premise, though? I'm just putting it out there.
Well, I think this move is consistent with Asterios Kokonos' online attitude, which is he always agrees with his comment sections. Whenever they say something, he says, oh, yeah, you know what? Comment section, you're probably right. I agree. So I'm glad you're staying consistent.
If there's one thing I'm not known for, it's tilting at windmills or fighting the ocean. I never do those things. I love online comment sections, each comment more than the last. So I'm thinking for a couple episodes, let's maybe table the business talk that I personally find interesting and kind of get back to basics. What do you think?
I think even asking me what I think is further business talk that these people are going to be so upset about, Asterios. So quick, give us your hot take on the Sonic the Hedgehog movie trailer, Asterios. We got to get into these generational discussions.
Okay. Well, actually, first off,
oh no.
We are talking about Sonic. We are going to talk about Sonic because we were having a fun discussion about Sonic. But first off, we ended on a cliffhanger last episode, much like Infinity War ended on an everybody's dead, Spider-Man is dying in his surrogate father's arms cliffhanger.
Wow. And here's the thing about me. I don't even remember a single thing we talked about last week, let alone a cliffhanger. So this is news to me. Now I, as the host of the show, am in the viewer's position because I'm on the edge of my seat myself.
Well, I just wanted to say that we were both, you were 100% correct. And I was 50-50. You said, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a movie where they time travel back to the earlier films to try to fuck with time, Back to the Future style.
Yeah, a la Back to the Future 2, my favorite movie ever made.
I'm guessing when you were in the theaters, you weren't surprised, but were you surprised at how not surprised you were?
You know, it's the weird thing. It's like these everybody who reads the comics. So then whenever they see something in a movie, it's like, well, I didn't know for sure that would be here, but I've seen this happen before. So, okay, I recognize it. It's not really a surprise. It's more of, Yeah, it was predictable, but it was something I wanted to see anyway, Asterios. That's how I'll put it.
Yeah, I feel like that's like exactly how I would describe Endgame. I mean, I'm one of these nerds that reads the comics. I have literally read and this is not an exaggeration, thousands of Marvel comics, thousands of individual issues of Marvel comics. I remember because one time I gave 1,500 comics away to charity because I wanted the tax write-off. They were worth more as a charitable donation than they were as actual comics. Don't tell the IRS. But this is from 2004 anyway, so you can't get me anymore, guys. Yeah, and then for a long time I had the Marvel Comics app. And it's just I would just stay up all night because the Marvel Comics app is one of those all-you-can-eat apps where it's just you can read 50,000. They were we have 50,000 comics you can read. Go nuts.
It was the original boring Star Trek game app. It sucked you in.
Well, with the comics app, I got something out of it, which is I'm reading cool writers and I'm looking at cool art and I'm learning cool storytelling tricks. With the Star Trek app, it
helped you take a shit.
It helped me really take a dump, and that is also what my productivity became, just a big dump. But in these crossover events, the same thing always happens in crossovers, whether it's Secret War or Secret Wars, or the other Secret Wars, the one that was not written by Bendis, but was written by, I forget, is it Rick Remender or something? Or House of M, or Spider-Verse, or Siege, or all these Marvel crossovers are the same. Everybody splits into little teams. They all have to do a thing. Complications ensue. It ends with a huge battle. Captain America screams, Avengers assemble. And then usually somebody dies. In Avengers Disassemble, Hawkeye and the Vision died. In, I think, I forget that there was a later one where a Wasp dies. And then there's a huge Captain America event where Captain America gets shot with a bullet and everybody thinks Captain America dies, but the bullet actually sends him hurtling through time. A la Slaughterhouse 5. Well,
it makes me wonder, Asterios, if perhaps I'm as creatively bankrupt as not only these crossover events, but even these movies. If you have to deal with 40 main characters like Endgame did, I'm wondering how else would you tell the story with all of these characters without it breaking up into they break up into 4 groups and have their own little adventures. Can you think of anything else? Have there been any great examples of them breaking the mold and still satisfyingly giving you 40 different characters at once?
I'm sure that there are. Nothing super duper comes to mind right now, but one of the tricks that they pulled with this 2-parter was just Ant-Man and Hawkeye are not there for some reason in the first one, and then in the second one half the characters are dead. So they do a very good job of kind of clearing the, so it's you don't have to deal with a million characters, half of them are fucking dead. It's a very clean and concise way to kind of reduce the superhero bloat that they found.
And I like that they made essentially Paul Rudd's character, in a way, was the stand-in for the audience. He was the protagonist. And the biggest Avengers film of all time, and you put Paul Rudd in as the protagonist, who he's the Marty McFly. He's a man out of time who has to have everything explained to him, and he's not intelligent. He has to rely on all the scientists around him. I never would have fathomed that Paul Rudd would feel like the main character for most of this movie.
Yeah, he's just so goddamn likable. I really Ant-Man 1 is one of my favorite. My 2 favorite Marvel movies are Ant-Man 1 and Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Just because I like Ant-Man 1 because I think the special effects are amazing. I saw it. I think it's probably that and Doctor Strange are the only movies that benefit from 3D. With everything else, it's I had to see Endgame in 3D because it was the only time it was playing.
You got to go see it again. You fucked up. Well, actually, speaking of seeing it again. Oh, and by the way, if you want to hear an in-depth discussion
of Endgame.
Uh-oh.
We did a 2.5 hour long Is it Kino
I was
about
hoping
it.
we didn't have to mention that.
I thought it was. I listened to it again. I thought it was a great episode. So you can hear all of our first impressions. But you've now seen the movie twice.
That's right.
What did you think of it the second time?
It was a lot like the second time I saw Age of Ultron, where the first time it feels more rushed and kind of messy, but then the second time, now that you understand what the filmmakers are going for and the pacing, what it's going to eventually do, I think it was much better. I actually think it might have gone up a whole point on my scale from 9 to 10 out of 10, baby! Infinity War and Endgame, perfect ending to a 22 series. Oh boy, all the bells and whistles, all the callbacks, all the fan service, man. You know what? I'll be a Marvel shill. I'll be a cape shit snuffing boy. The one thing I won't do is think this movie's gonna win Best Picture. I still refuse.
No. I don't think it's going to win Best Picture. Me and Mumkey have a bet. I think it'll be nominated. Because don't forget, this is something I didn't mention on Is it Kino. Don't forget, they now nominate 10 movies for Best Picture. 10. One of them is going to be, they pick like the archetypes of what gets nominated, like you pick the archetypes for a superhero team. There's a foreign movie, there's a movie that stars a lady, and there's a movie that nerds like. Sometimes they throw a cartoon in there. Like they like to make it like a nice, they like to make it like a nice, like, oh, who's gonna win? And then I don't know, some fucking drama always wins.
I think the archetype for cape shit / family shit that isn't actually all that amazing. So something like this Avengers Endgame, I think that might be taken. The slot might be stolen by another Disney film, Toy Story 4, Asterios. I don't think they'll fit Toy Story 4 and Avengers onto that list of 10.
And
before the audience tries to get cute and say, but Mumkey, they have a separate Best Animated Picture category. No, Toy Story 3 was nominated, I think, for both.
Yeah.
So fuck you.
And interestingly, like, here's another very common complaint from nerds that I also happen to agree with. The reason they made a Best Animated Character, a Best Animated Film category, was because Beauty and the Beast won Best Picture.
Ooh.
And all these filmmakers got, like, their fucking panties in a twist. And they were like, what do you mean a cartoon won Best Picture? So they created, like, a Best Picture category to, for lack of a better term, like, ghettoize the genre. I think you could have picked
up many better terms than that one.
Wait, how else what else would I, can I hear another one?
Maybe the downsize or something. I don't know.
No, that doesn't work. To subjugate, to make slaves of. This is getting worse, not better.
Nope.
Okay, moving on.
But segregate. How about that?
There we go. A nice, safe word we can all enjoy.
Yeah, we all love segregation.
Segregate. But with Toy Story 3, it was such a powerful. I didn't love Toy Story 3 because it made me cry too much, and I was just like, what the fuck?
What is this? My taxes?
Yeah, I was just like, I went through a divorce. Like, I don't need to, like, how much emotional trauma am I expected to go through in one lifetime? I already saw Up, and that freaked me the fuck out. And now I gotta see this? Like,
Is Up worth watching past the famous 10-minute opening? Because that's all I've seen. I never watched the full movie.
I really do think I think it's really, really smart. I really like the main character. I think that Up carries on Pixar's tradition of interesting and unexpected villains. Like, in Wall-E, like, the villain being the autopilot, I didn't see that coming. And also, that's a pretty good villain, because it's not like a mustache-twirling evil villain who's like, I love pollution.
We'll get to one of those later on in the show.
Oh my, okay, wait, we should, okay, but long story short, and then I was also right about Endgame because I said Marvel loves a wedding, and Captain America, I thought it was going to be Tony Stark's wedding. I did not, because I knew they were going to end with a big scene with everybody.
There's no wedding in the movie.
Well, let me finish.
Okay.
Like I knew it was gonna. Like Marvel loves having all their characters in one place. I assumed it was gonna be for Tony Stark's wedding, not spoiler alert.
Uh-oh.
I guess from this point on, 3, 2, 1. Tony Stark's funeral. Holy shit! Yeah. But we both also said one of them's got to die. I thought it would be Cap.
Did I say both? I feel like I thought it would be both, like hand in hand. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy ending style, only instead of holding hands to absorb the power of the Power Stone, they hold hands to kill Thanos and die. But no, they only, it's a whole war. Every single Marvel character is fighting on the battlefield, and there's only one casualty. I hate that shit. Kill some more fucking characters. You say it's an Infinity War? I only counted like 3 actual casualties over the course of the whole saga. Come
And then
on.
one of them comes back.
Yeah, as an out of time displaced Gamora. Okay.
Yeah, which I like. Sure, reset her character, like, because look, she's fine in Guardians 2, but she's better in Guardians 1. So like, okay, I like that. I like that we get Guardians 1 Gamora now.
Yeah, you don't get the Jim and Pam will they won't they, because in
Yes.
Guardians 2 they hooked up. Now we get to do that again. That's not frustrating at all.
Yeah, it's if it had gone. I remember in Guardians 2 they were doing the and see. Oh, here's a classic Boomer Zoomer disparity. You call it Jim and Pam. What do you think I call it?
Betty and Wilma.
No! Oh my God! Will they? Will they? Will
They
they?
were already together. Bam Bam and what's the name of the Pebbles? Yeah, that's right.
They eventually do get together.
Perfect.
Well, it's teenagers.
Good.
No, we call it
A little
Sam and
incestuous,
Diane.
I think, but
No,
Sam and Diane.
They're neighbors. We
Yeah.
call it Sam and Diane, or sometimes we call it Maddie and David, based on moonlighting. Mumkey Jones, do you know what moonlighting is?
I don't even know who Sam and Diane are.
Moving right along. So, no, look, it's not worth it to explain it. Look, you would like those shows if you ever watched them, but
Okay.
don't. But the worst thing a boomer can ever be, I think, and this is why I was like trying to move on. Actually, was like, if a boomer tells you to watch a TV show, it's a guarantee you won't watch it. I think.
Especially if it's knowing you and your age, probably it's in black and white, 4:3 screen, maybe smaller.
I mean, it's this hilarious series of shadows on cave walls.
Wow, what does Plato
really
think
like
of them?
Plato loved them. Plato was a huge fan.
He talked about him all the time.
Yeah. Oh no, but Captain America. I said a way that I thought they could have ended it was there's this great. I think the crossover is called the Thanos Imperative or the Thanos Initiative or something, and Peter Quill and Nova from the Nova Corps both kill themselves and both trap themselves and Thanos inside the Infinity Gauntlet to keep him out of the universe. I thought that that's how they could have ended it, getting rid of Tony and Cap without killing them. Just be like, they're lost to time and they took Thanos with them. So that way you could have them come back later. Maybe they won't die. But yeah, but Tony Stark dies and Cap gets married. So I was right that there was a wedding. I mean, because Cap, we see Cap with the ring, Cap gets married.
And another prediction you brought up on Is It Kino is that they're setting up some sort of junior Avengers consisting perhaps of all the Avengers' teenage children? Or,
Yes.
Because how do you think they would do that? Because Tony Stark's daughter is only 3 years old. And I'm curious, do they have 3-year-old Iron Man in the comics?
I think there's a very popular series. I've never read it, but it's incredibly popular. I think Whedon might have written some of them. It's called Young Avengers, and so yeah, Hawkeye's daughter is clearly going to be young Hawkeye. Ant-Man's daughter. I think the biggest reason they made Ant-Man's daughter a teenager instead of dead is so that she can be Cassie Lang, like, Ant Girl or whatever. I think teenage Iron Man is going to be Shuri, the techno wizard from Black Panther.
Yeah.
And then you know who could lead them would be
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's definitely on the team. Oh my God, I forgot all about. Well, no, actually, no. Spider-Man won't be on the team because I imagine Young Avengers will be a Marvel Plus show.
But we need a straight white male to lead the team. How else could one of these movies work, Asterios?
No. I will get you a straight white male.
Oh, thank God! I was so worried. I thought it was dead in the water.
This might be a good place to introduce Miles Morales.
Okay.
So that's your Spider-Man. Wolverine's daughter, X-23, you could put her in the movie. And then there's always like a couple of older dudes. I assume the leader will be the Winter Soldier. He'll be like the camp counselor, mentor, and this will be how he like gives back to a world that he unwittingly took so much from.
I don't know, Asterios. I don't mean to judge people by their looks, but when I look at Winter Soldier and think of him spending time isolated alone with so many teenage girls, I sort of get the wrong feeling. I don't know. We need a good, kind-hearted man like Cap, but he's no longer around to do so.
Old Cap, now Chris Evans couldn't be part of a Marvel Plus show.
Especially if he's in the old makeup the whole time. What a nightmare.
Well, old Cap, we will see old Cap in the future, definitely. I think, eventually in the comics, old Cap becomes like a Nick Fury type. But I just want to jump back. Can you imagine being finger blasted by that vibranium hand? I can't tell. Would that feel good or bad? I mean, because it's like a vibrator. People have steel dildos. You have hard metal dildos. But what do you think?
I think my butthole can't get enough white wolf Asterios. Which is also something I said at the furry convention last week. Hold on. Okay, I got it out.
I heard there was some sort of furry mass shooting where 3 furries died. Speaking of furries, Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, we were having... Oh, but is there anything else you want to say about Avengers?
Do you really want to have...
I saw a transition and I took it.
You want to have 2 separate movie discussions in a row? Because I brought in a whole game. I'm ready to blow your mind with a brand new game I've invented, Asterios. How about we flip a coin, a mental coin in your head? Do you want to talk about Sonic first, or do you want to do my epic game XD?
All right.
Okay, he's got 2 porgs.
I'll be the girl porg and you be the boy porg. I'm going to throw them up in the air and see which one I catch.
That's a bizarre way to do it, but okay.
Okay, Mumkey, I caught the boy porg, so which means you get to decide what the next segment is. So what are you thinking?
All right, let's play my game. I gotta pull up my notes here. Okay. Where do I put this shit? Okay, here we go. Asterios and Monkey Jones, a boomerang. Did people not like that theme song, Asterios? What happened? Why did we change it on the podcast feed?
A lot of people just said they missed the old theme, and so I figured, let's give the old theme 10 episodes or so, and
typical boomer. Oh yeah, let's just bring back stuff people liked in the past over and over again. Speaking of bringing stuff back, I'm bringing back a new segment called Doing a Segment Once and Probably Never Again. That's right, our favorite segment on this show. Asterios, as I mentioned earlier, I've been having a bit of a relapse, you could say, into many vices. Right now I'm drinking coffee mixed with booze, and I have been all day. Delicious. It's almost a white Christmas. That's another boomer shout out to the past. That's right. And Asterios, what I like to do is get really fucked up all day and then start posting things on social media. And a lot of the time, it's hard to tell if I posted something while fucked up or while sober. So I thought I would pull some of my favorite social media posts of the last week and read them to you and have you guess in this brand new social media game, Drunk or Sober Social Media Monkey! Da-da-da-da! Da-da-da-da-da-da! Can you tell that was the Price is Right theme song?
I could tell that.
Okay. So are you ready? Are there any rules you need explained, or you think you understand the basics of the game?
No, I get it. Interestingly, and listeners, this is something that Mumkey doesn't know either. I try not to read Mumkey's social media because sometimes I get upset by the things he posts. Mm-hmm. And so I just go like, I want to continue to like my friend. So I'm
about to fix that for you.
I know. So what I'm saying is, I have no idea what these things are going to be at all. This is the first time I'll be hearing these tweets ever. Let's do it.
Okay. I've got 4 tweets and 2 Reddit posts. So let's start off with a couple tweets for you.
Oh, no.
Tweet number 1. Despite appearing in only 13% of Marvel movies,
no! This one! I saw this one!
Thanos killed 50% of the universe. Was this a drunk post or a sober post, Asterios?
I'm going to vote sober because I know how much you like that particular meme, of which I would not like to go into more detail. If you know what meme I'm talking about, great. If not, keep listening.
Some know it as a meme, some know it as an actual crime statistic, but I guess carry on.
I believe that crime statistic has been debunked 1 million billion times.
FBI.org disagrees, but please.
FBI.org?
That's right.
The FBI is not a not-for-profit organization.
Wait, what? Oh God, I've been getting all my info from .org the whole time.
Jesus Christ, Monkey Joe.
Oh shit.
I think you were sober as judge.
I've got drunk written down. I think I was drunk for that one. I'm sorry. You're 0 for 1 so far.
All right.
You have too little faith in me. Would sober Mumkey really post a fake FBI biz factoid on his Twitter? Would he? No.
Would sober Mumkey try to upset the remaining liberal part of his fan base just for fun? Yes, I think both sober and drunk Mumkey enjoy pushing that button.
I think you're overestimating the politicization of really anybody in my fan base. Anybody with a political opinion, they take a look at me and say, "Oh, no, thank you."
Oh, God. All right, what's the next tweet? God damn it. Oh, no.
Okay, here's one from earlier today, Asterios.
Okay.
I am from the future, for real. Spoilers for the 2020 election. The DNC rigs it against Bernie again for an establishment Democrat, Biden. All the Dems arguing that Trump cheated the 2016 election once again ignore the DNC cheating. Trump wins again. Good job, DNC. Now, this might have sounded like a Boomer Zoomer news, but no, this is just my my future self, I guess, writing a tweet in the past.
Okay, first off, I think that tweet is 100% correct.
That one wasn't from FBI.org?
No, it was from Mysterios.livejournal.com. That is what's gonna. This is fucking ridiculous. Like, Biden now, he's running against Trump, and it's like, you can't run against Trump. You got to run like for something. Like, Hillary's mistake was she was up there and remember when she started to call him, quote, Dangerous Donald?
No, I don't.
It's like, way to make him sound super cool. No, yeah, you know who else was dangerous? Tom Cruise in Top Gun. The coolest dude. You know who else was dangerous? Knight Rider. The A-Team was dangerous. Oh my.
Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing, he loved to get dangerous. Eddie Murphy didn't put out a comedy special in the 80s called Safe. It was called Dangerous.
What's that Milo Yiannopoulos book called? Do you know the full title of it? Dangerous something? What was it?
I wish I could hear you, but
Discord, you can't remember the name of that book?
Discord's all flippy floppy.
Let me ask you this, Asterios. He
wasn't called Rodney Saferfield. He was Rodney Dangerfield.
Asterios, if it does end up being Biden versus Trump, do you think...
Trump wins right away.
So I think I know the answer to my next part of the question. Do you think it would be more fair for the nation if we settled the election with a boxing match? Because these guys, they're about the same age and they fucking hate each other. They've threatened to physically hit each other before. I honestly don't think the country would have a problem with it if they just boxed it out in the ring. You know, winner, our nonpartisan judges, of course, unless we're going for TKO, in which case, let them fight.
I think that Biden would go for it because he's Irish as fuck. Like, I can't imagine Trump going for it. I mean, yeah, Trump looks like Trump looks like Humpty Dumpty. Like,
but that's a lot. He's cultivated a lot of mass Asterios.
Wait, that's a good point, because weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
That's right. No TKO there. As long as he can stand up, he'll be fine.
He go the distance. Trump could go you're right. Because Biden hates Trump. Trump could give two shits about Biden. It's like the Yankees and the Red Sox, where it's like the Red Sox are like, fuck you, Yankees. And the Yankees are like, who are you? The White Sox? And they're like, no, that's from Chicago. We're a whole other thing. The Red Sox. It's like how what is it? New Jersey hates New York, and New York is indifferent to New Jersey. It's like, we're like, yeah, you guys have some good music, whatever. It's just, if Biden wins, the nod, he loses. I mean, I think Bernie's 50-50. I can't see Elizabeth Warren up there on stage with him, because I just feel like he'll suck up all the oxygen in the room.
I think what you're trying to get at is Yang Gang, baby!
Oh, yeah.
Yang Gang! Woo! Give me my money!
I found out that Andrew Yang is a big wrestling fan.
Oh,
and I'm
shit.
like, I also love wrestling. Oh, my God. Andrew Yang, come on.
Yeah, back in the day, they wanted a president you could have a beer with. Asterios wants a president he can watch WWE Royal Rumble with, baby! Yang Gang!
I do. I want
Hell yeah.
I'll be able to afford the Royal Rumble with my $1,000 a month. Oh, my God. See, that's the... And look, I know that we have to move on to the other tweets, but it's like...
You haven't even answered sober or drunk yet.
Oh, so I think you were sober because the verbiage is too well constructed. It's
wow.
That is like a very well constructed, like an artifice of a tweet. So I think sober, but like...
So little faith in drunk me to be coherent, Asterios.
Wait a minute. No, that's a good point. Just because I'm a sloppy mess of a drunk doesn't mean everyone is.
Yeah, I'm on this podcast drunk right now. I think I'm doing half okay.
You're doing great. Maybe Mumkey's a functional alcoholic and I'm a dysfunctional alcoholic.
Could be.
Okay. But I was going to say, just real quick before we move on, it's like, Yang is for something, $1,000 a month. Bernie is for something, Medicare for all. Whether you agree with it or disagree with it, like, he's for something. Biden is against something. Biden's like, Donald Trump is bringing our country to a dark place. That does not sound. Wait, let me see if I can find a Biden.
It's a little different.
Donald Trump is bringing our country to a dark place. I'm from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
I think it would be.
I ride the Amtrak every day.
It would sound more realistic if you were like asking a girl if she could step closer or something so he can smell her.
Let me give you a shoulder massage like my grandpappy used to.
Yeah.
Well, let me know if these hands are allowed south of the equator. Muy caliente, Miss Ocasio-Cortez. Yeah. It's because Biden's whole thing is he's like, we got to restore America. And it's like, America's a crazy place founded by crazy people. We elect crazy people all the time. We love the idea of elected. Like, we elected Benjamin Franklin, a guy who fucked all of France. All of it. Anyway, enough politics talk. I think that's why I think Biden loses, because he's not for something. Hillary was against something. That's why she lost. I'm going to say sober. What do you think?
Well, I know it was sober. Hey,
1 out of 2.
That's 50%. That's he's giving you flashbacks to high school, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can let me see if I can make up the points on the back end. All right. What's the next one?
Well, I want to move to Reddit now for a little bit.
Okay.
As the fans of this show know, the diehard fans know, we love nothing more than helping Andy Signore, former leader of Screen Junkies.
Yeah.
But I'm such a compassionate, caring fellow that I don't just reserve my helping hands for Andy Signore fixing his YouTube channel. I also want to help the current fans of Screen Junkies themselves. You know, they might be on opposite sides of the aisle, these Screen Junkie fans and these Andy Signores. But I like to think I'm a nonpartisan here. I want to reach across the aisle. Be the bridge between them. Help them both equally. So occasionally on the Screen Junkies subreddit, somebody will ask a question that I think I know the answer to. and I'll often answer it for them. So let's go to the first one. Somebody wanted to know, where is Roth? If you don't know, Roth is one of the female hosts of Screen Junkies. She does the daily 30-minute live stream almost every day. But at the time of this posting, she had not been on for about a week or two. So somebody is wondering, where is Roth? I answered, Andy Signore accused her of misconduct and they immediately fired her without taking it to trial. First, you get 2 potential points on the Reddit questions. You can guess how many upvotes or downvotes does it have, and was I drunk or sober when I wrote it?
Okay, first off,
if you're within, I think if you're within 5 or 10 votes, then you should get the point. Is that fair?
I think let's just say positive or negative.
No, that's too obvious.
Wait, really?
No.
But I don't know how many. But I don't even know what the range is. Like, does the average comment get 100 upvotes, 10 upvotes? Like,
yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm asking actually. Like, is there a lot of action on the Screen Junkies Reddit? A little bit.
It's a pretty much dead subreddit. I don't think
I assumed it was dead. That's the thing. Like, I assume a win of a comment on the Screen Junkies Reddit is like 15 upvotes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. All right. First off, drunk. I'm gonna say drunk because that is impish, pranksterish, Loki-ish, shit-stirring monkey, which comes out when Popeye gets his spinach, if you know what I mean, the spinach that comes in a glass bottle and goes inside a coffee mug. I am gonna say that you got -7. You got 7 downvotes to that.
Okay, Stereos. You are very close, but I was actually sober.
What?
And I got -46 downvotes.
I asked you what the range was.
The range literally is, if something gets 15 up or down, that's considered a miracle. That's how angry they were at me. I got more downvotes than I think the thread had viewers.
No. That sound. Now here's why this is interesting to me. And I guess this is just proof that you're sober. What you're actually doing here is satirizing the lax HR policies at Screen Junkies. Because their HR department knew they'd hired a monster and protected him, allegedly. Please don't sue me, I'm all out of money. So what you're doing with your comment is saying, Screen Junkies is a hellhole that probably would fire a girl because the big fat boss said so.
Well, let's see if your assumption of my intentions holds up with the next Screen Junkies post.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay. So you got 0 points from
doubles. Okay. We got a lot of goose eggs on this board. All right. What do you got?
So somebody else asked, how do they get the footage for honest trailers? Because famously they post a new trailer for a movie as it comes out on Blu-ray, so people wonder how the hell could they have this edited movie trailer or fake trailer for Aladdin or whatever the fuck movie when it just came out on Blu-ray the day of posting, which is very shillish. I don't know if they get paid for that, but if they're not, why? I don't know. Fuck them. But somebody wanted to know, how do they get the footage? So I answered. Dan said they torrent the films from Pirate Bay because they can't afford physical media after the Signore lawsuit.
Man, okay, look, all my instincts have been wrong. That sounds like a sober, because that's a very funny joke, so I'd be like, he'd be sober to write that. I also love that you specifically referenced Dan Morell. Who is essentially if you had a film school, if you had a Play-Doh Fun Factory film school, if you put in some Play-Doh and pulled the crank, Dan Morell would just squeeze out. Caucasian, 5'9",
favorite movie is Jaws.
Favorite movie is Jaws, wears a baseball cap. That's a film school student if I've ever, and I went to film school, I know. All right, because I think you were sober, I'm gonna say you were drunk. And because I think that got 30 downvotes, It probably got 70 downvotes. Okay, what do you got?
Well, for that one, I was also sober, Asterios.
God! What did I say? I forget.
I get very, very saucy when I go on the Screen Junkies subreddit, drunk or sober.
God damn it!
And I got negative 24 downvotes, but you might, there might be an extra negative 50 downvotes addition because this post also got me banned from the subreddit.
What username did you use?
Monkey Jones.
Oh no!
I can read the message they sent me when they banned me.
Sweet Monkey Jones getting banned all over the place. All right, what did they say?
If you can riff for 1 second, I'm gonna pull it up.
Okay, yeah, fucking the Zoomer's a cuck.
What?
Cuck.
No!
Sucks. This guy sucks.
My phone better load faster. I can't handle this.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Okay, we got it. No, I think we're ready. Okay, this is a long song. Hope he doesn't mistitle the song like he did 20 episodes ago.
All right.
Okay.
That's a very specific reference that I think only boomers will get. What do you got?
Isn't that Ocarina of Time theme song?
Oh, is that? Oh, that's a Zoomer thing. Damn it.
A moderator named Stockings Booby replied to my answer.
Stockings Booby?
That's right. And he said, This is a complete fabrication, and you're accusing Screen Junkies of pirating media, which is a crime. Do you have legitimate proof? Unless you do, knock that shit off. This is your only warning. To which I replied, cuck, and then he banned me.
It is very funny. The word cuck is always going to be funny.
It is.
It always will. It's a really good way to trigger somebody right away. I triggered some guy to suing me with the word cuck. Oh my God.
And it's so funny, too.
I hate to say it. It is. All right. That's hilarious. Wait, you have one more tweet?
Two more tweets. Two more tweets.
All right, what do you got?
Okay, you're almost through the gauntlet here. Here's a two-parter.
Terribly.
I did one tweet and then a follow-up for the punchline.
Okay.
So tweet part one.
Okay.
My autocorrect should know damn well by now I wasn't writing the word bigger. And then I follow that up, Asterios, with oof, probably should clarify. My father is a grave digger, and people often ask me about his occupation. Without context, that previous tweet would have been highly embarrassing. First of all, I want to know, do you think that's a funny series of tweets? And second, was I drunk or sober?
I think that's funnier out loud than it is in text.
Okay.
Because out loud you can put a lot of sauce on it. Like you can red letter media style be like, of course I meant blah blah. Like you can like sauce it up.
I just assume everybody reads all of my tweets in that voice. So
yeah, and a lot of fucking it's the comedy's weird now. All right, but
so your answer is yes, very funny.
I'm thinking you gotta be. That's a very well constructed joke. So I'm gonna I want to say sober, but apparently you make well constructed jokes when you're drunk. So let's go drunk.
Yep, I was drunk for that one.
Yes,
you got it.
Excellent.
And here's the last one.
All right.
This one's gonna hit a little close to home for you, Sirius.
No.
I hope you're sitting down.
Oh, brother.
I took a screenshot of a YouTube comment asking, "How is it possible that Mumkey and Asterios are friends?" So I posted the screenshot with the following tweet.
Let me see this. Okay.
No, just let me read it. You don't got to look it up.
No, I want to hear it. I just also want to see this. All right, what do you got?
I said, it's easy. Friends are allowed to have arguments about politics and kids' movies. And in fact, they should. If you and all your friends have the same exact political opinions, you've created an echo chamber circle jerk around yourself. Adults can agree and still be friends.
Aww, I
wanted
like
to
that.
end it on a wholesome tweet instead of
that's brilliant.
an N-word joke.
Maybe I should read your Twitter from now. No, wait, you had an N-word joke. I shouldn't read it. It'll just upset me. I'm gonna say drunk, because I think sober Mumkey wouldn't want to give a lot of attention to a commenter on his YouTube page. Like, you don't do that thing a lot. You don't do that a lot. You don't do that a lot. Like, sometimes in your videos, you'll do that. You'll be like, but like, a guy said this, and now I'm going to do a 40-minute video about that. And you kind of use them as launching off points, but I'm going to say drunk. What am I right or wrong?
I was drunk!
Yes!
Oh! I think he got about half the tweets, none of the Reddit posts, but overall, a very admirable failing score, Asterios. Congratulations.
Oh, I'm going to retweet this. What a nice tweet. I like this one.
I need to get drunker next week and post funnier tweets and just bring this segment back. And just see how far we can go before the show gets kicked off of iTunes. And I get kicked off of Twitter, I suppose.
Oh, you'll be fine. You can make another. There's more characters in the Monkey Jones cinematic universe than Vincent the Atheist.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, I'm gonna take us home with a classic things boomers like.
Oh, no time for Sonic tonight.
Oh, damn it! But my things boomer like is all right. Let's close on Sonic in case my things boomers like isn't funny.
Okay.
All right. Things boomers like. Mumkey, have you heard about this show called Game of Thrones?
Yeah. I think one day I'll binge all of it, but I never hopped on board, and it seems like it's too late now. And even if I binge watched all of it, like right now, today, and I started watching the new episodes, I feel like I would still be missing out because... Like when you have a season of television and then a whole year before the next one, you get to spend a lot of time talking in online forums and communities about all the characters. You really get to know them and all these theories. For me, it'll just be like watching one really long movie, and it'll become like all a big blur, and I won't differentiate what happened in season 2 from season 6. So maybe one day, but not for me.
Yeah, I think eventually you'll catch up to it. I mean, see, that is.
I'm still waiting to watch The Wire. I still have not sat down to watch The Wire, The Sopranos. I got so much other shit I gotta watch.
By the way, those are also shows that boomers love. Boomers fucking love The Wire. The ultimate boomer, Barack Obama, when he went to visit the Prime Minister of England. Like, the Prime Minister of England gave him, like, a pen that they pulled from the bottom of an old ship. And, like, it was, like, lost in the Revolutionary War. And, like, but they found it and lovingly restored it. And then Obama gave the guy the complete series of The Wire. Because Obama's like, we love The Wire. Us boomers, we love it. It's
wow.
Great show. But I think that's a boomer-zoomer divide. Because you guys are just used to getting your media when you want. And you're also used to shows like Netflix releasing all the episodes on one day. Like when Daredevil came out, 12 episodes were dropped on a day. Whereas boomers fucking get off on being like, oh, it's Sunday at 9 o'clock. 60 Minutes is over and I'm going to sit down with my one glass of wine and watch Game of Thrones. Oh, it's so much fun. Like, boomers always did this thing. You ever heard the phrase like water cooler television?
Yeah, it's what everybody's talking about the next day at work.
I honestly think that is one of the biggest reasons boomers love Game of Thrones, because it gives them something to talk about with these people that they're like forced to be with for at least 40 hours a week.
But I thought boomers famously spent their water cooler talks on the latest Garfield comic strip in the newspaper.
They talk about Garf, of course. They talk a lot about Dilbert and how Dilbert's antics mirror their own.
Right.
That boss is terrible. Can you believe that boss? I have a bad boss. Dilbert. And I mean, the original water cooler television show was fucking Seinfeld. Like, everybody loved, Monday morning, we all know what we're going to talk about. I think one of the reasons people like Game of Thrones isn't because it's good. It's because they're like...
Is it not good?
I don't know. I've never seen it. But like, but I know all the reasons why boomers love it. Like, And now the episodes are like 90 minutes long. So like boomers are like, I might not be in bed until 11 p.m. I'm being so naughty. I'm staying up to watch Game of Thrones. Oh, and then there's the other thing is they're just like, whoa, what if there's nudity? There might be nudity. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I heard that
watching a bad naughty show.
An actress who started off as a 12-year-old on the show have a full nude scene recently. That seems a little creepy.
Yeah, oh. That's the one of the other reasons that they like Game of Thrones, these fucking boomers, is they're just like, oh, it's really, really naughty. Like brothers and sisters will have sex. And
wait, I thought incest porn was for the Zoomers. What is this?
Now that's the difference. Now here's the thing. Boomers didn't have porn on demand.
Wow. They just had to fuck each other's brothers and sisters, I guess.
Exactly. That was the only on-demand pussy you could get. Was in the bedroom next door.
Whoa.
So what boomers like is unexpected surprise nudity. You guys are so used to just going to XXNX or with RedTube or whatever.
Or lately, patreon.com/Asterios, I heard links to some sort of pornographic image.
Very depraved is the word. It's disgusting, this furry pillow of mine, which we will be selling on our tour. But the thing is, it's with boomers, it was like you'd watch HBO late at night, and sometimes they'd play a movie that had nudity in it, like Stripes. Like there's a scene in Stripes where for no reason there's mud wrestling and you see some boobs. Same thing with MASH, the movie MASH. Like, for no reason, there's a scene with some boobs in it. There's just one. And so I think that's why these boomers like Game of Thrones.
Is that why Titanic was the highest grossing movie of all time? There was no internet porn yet. Everybody had to go jerk off for 2 minutes in the theater.
Yes, exactly. And then like you'd recharge, you'd go see it, you'd hang out in the bathroom, recharge, go see it again. Titanic came on 2 tapes, but boomers just threw the second one away.
Yeah, who wants to watch the shipwreck part?
No, we want to see them tibbies. Them tibbies.
The romance is the best part of the movie.
Them upper class tibbies. Yep. Like I think that's one, and again, like you said, with the kids, there's weird brother, sister. I know, and then the other thing with kids, oh my God, this fucking Game of Thrones is like, they kill a lot of kids in this show. Like they light a girl on fire so they could use king's blood to do a thing. A little kid drinks poison. A kid gets pushed out a window.
It's every boomer's wet dream, killing children.
Yeah, I honestly think the boomers are just like, this is advanced violence. That means it's well written. Oh, well, so many kids die. Oh God. And they're like, oh, the main characters might die in the show. That means it's good. Not like it's different because the main characters die and sometimes kids die, which means it's good because it's different, and different always means good. I'm watching Game of Thrones. People are having sex and fighting with dragons and elves and magic, but it's not Lord of the Rings, which is for kids. It's some fancy adult boomer Game of Thrones magic dwarves fucking goddamn dragon. Jesus Christ, they love this Game of Thrones. I can't walk into the office. Everyone's talking, all the boomers I work with, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones. And it's just like, I get it. I don't know. What do you think of Game of Thrones, Mumpy Jones?
I think almost nothing about it because I have no experience other than the utter mania. But I do empathize with these people because for every post I've enjoyed of people talking about how much they loved Endgame, I see just as many people saying, I don't give a fuck about Endgame. You talk about something else. And I almost caught myself doing that same thing about Game of Thrones, but then I realized, no, wait, I'm going to sound like those Endgame people. That's obnoxious and stupid. Why would I be proud that I don't watch a popular thing? That's not a fucking achievement.
Yeah. Really fucking good point. Those guys are annoying too. And now the thing that's also annoying me is the blowback to those guys.
Oh, God.
Like, so many people are like, we get it. You don't watch Game of Thrones. Thanks for sharing. And I'm like, thanks for sharing that I don't watch the show you watch. It's like, everybody shut up.
I feel like the only thing we can do if we don't watch it is just not acknowledge it whatsoever.
I have, for a very long time, managed to just kind of ride this Game of Thrones thing out. Because it's like, I don't want to watch a bunch of people chopping each other up and fucking every week. Whatever.
That's what you get that from your porn already. You don't need to watch it again. It's gratuitous at that point.
The porn is free and it's much shorter. These are like 100-minute episodes now of this show. Oh, and then the other thing with Game of Thrones is everyone's like, the later seasons aren't as good. It's like, well, then stop watching it. Yeah. No, I can't.
It's like those fuckers who are those. God, I always forget this term, even though I use it all the time. When you fall in love with a person who has captured you or kidnapped you, Stockholm syndrome. Is that it?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
These goddamn The Walking Dead fans who are still watching. Yes. That's the most severe case of television Stockholm I've ever fucking seen. Stop watching it. Stop. I don't even watch that show. I know that it's been absolute dog shit longer than The Simpsons has been.
Yes. Yeah. And the other thing with the Walking, so many people are like, well, now this guy's the showrunner, and they replace Scott Gimple with Dot Bimple, and like all this fucking this guy sued AMC, and it's all this It's like the drama behind the scenes of The Walking Dead is now more interesting than the Walking Dead drama. Like, will Frank Darabont get the missing royalties he's in deserving of? Tune in to Deadline.com, I guess. And then it's like, oh my God, with The Walking Dead, it's like, how many times can you guys found a settlement, then there's some humans that are bad, and it's, the thing with these zombie shows is always like, the real problem isn't the zombies. The real threat is the humans.
True.
It's like, I think the real threat might be the zombies. They live forever and eat you. They eat you. They eat your brains. That's a real threat.
Yeah, but humans are, No, you're probably right.
Yeah,
Zombies seem a little more dangerous.
Yeah, how many? There's 900 times on this fucking Walking Dead show. It's like, we found a town. Things are good. Oh no, things are bad. We got to go to another town. But now we've made friends with that town. But now there's another bigger town and by the way, I've seen one episode of The Walking Dead as well. I've seen one episode of The Walking Dead and one episode of Game of Thrones. And I guarantee you, everything I'm saying about these shows is correct because it's like a poison in the blood of the culture.
Yeah, you know that if Scooby-Doo is more different season to season than your show, maybe you're a little bit repetitious. Scooby-Doo's a show with the same plot every 20 minutes.
Also, Scooby-Doo, better guest stars. All the Harlem Globetrotters.
Johnny Bravo.
The WWE superstars.
Fucking awesome.
There was definitely an episode of Scooby-Doo that had Adam West and Burt Ward reprising Batman and Robin, helping Scoob and the gang.
Hell yeah.
Way better guest stars.
Has Batman ever shown up on The Walking Dead? I think not.
I think not.
No.
And definitely not cool 1970s Batman.
Oh. Do you have any other boomer thoughts on Game of Thrones, or should you give us your boomer thoughts on the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer?
Oh, okay. So this is where I think we should wrap up, because this is the argument we were having on text.
Argument? Who is arguing?
I just thought it was a fun debate of whose fault is this?
I say it's yours completely.
I think I blame Zoomers for the day we're recording this, the new Sonic the Hedgehog trailers dropped. I blame Zoomers. Monkey blames boomers. Now, I just did a lot of talking, so I'd love to hear why this is the boomers' fault.
Okay. The problem is that the movie is horrible, and that a lot of people, a small vocal minority of people seem to be into it unironically. I guess the term would be sincerely, Asterios. It really disgusts me. I've seen the Zoomers on Twitter have done nothing but hate the design of Sonic. It's not fan service at all because they're actively angry about how they designed this character. They're trying to post remixes of the 3D model. Mm-hmm. But then I see these boomers on Twitter who seem to authentically, unironically want to see this film, not because it might be The Room status of so bad it's good. These people must have some sort of illness because they watched this Gangster's Paradise, Sonic the Hedgehog, disgusting anthropomorphic monster man wearing Nike shoes for some reason, doing the... If you came up with this movie trailer in your head, it would have been the same thing of like the guy on Reddit 9 months ago predicted. It'll begin with Sonic running past a squad car and the cop clocks him in at 1,000,000 miles per hour. Of course,
fast.
This boomer that I'm talking about is one at Asterios. I think his name is Westerios Kokonos currently on Twitter. He seemed very pro Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I mean, it's good. I don't keep this the Emoji Movie popcorn bucket because I liked the Emoji Movie. Yeah. I mean,
hey, Mike White wrote on it, and he got second place in Survivor. So as far as I'm concerned, the Emoji Movie is good in my book.
I saw the Emoji Movie on my 36th birthday. Sriracha brought me.
Wow.
And because she was so goddamn excited to see this movie, ironically. And I was just like, yeah,
to celebrate your birthday? That seems unfair.
Yeah, but look, she's hot. I'll do whatever she wants.
Sure.
Like, but what is it? Yeah, it's look, if you want to see the Lego Movie again and eat popcorn, go see the Emoji. Would you like to see a watered down Lego Movie It's like, I was talking to Florian about this on Twitter. I can't imagine anybody summoning the anger to be mad with the Emoji Movie. I feel like the only reason you'd summon that anger would be if you had a blog to write.
Or a YouTube video to make. I've seen a lot of people who are just too angry about the Emoji Movie.
Yeah, I finally tried watching the Nostalgia Critic a month or two ago.
Why? Why would you even click on anything he makes? That's your first mistake, Asterios.
You know what? Because I'm not sure if you noticed, I know a lot about Game of Thrones for not having seen it. Like,
sure.
I kind of see it as like my job to like know what's happening in the culture. Like, so I was like, all right, I'll watch this Nostalgia Critic thing.
Why do I get the feeling you've watched more Nostalgia Critic videos than my new videos, Asterios? I got a feeling if I looked at your history, I would see a lot more Nostalgia Critic than Monkey Box or any of my other fine work.
Well, my history is hidden because of the
porn addiction.
Yeah, it's not real porn, but it's close.
Yeah,
like the stuff I see on YouTube. It's like I'm a softcore boy sometimes. Boomers are into softcore. That's something Zoomers will never understand. But that's a topic for another day.
How many times on YouTube have you searched for Tears of the Amazon?
Oh, I'll do that right now.
No, don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
Oh my goodness.
That's a dark joke, Asterios.
Okay, I won't look for it. I'm looking for it later. But this Sonic movie looks bad. It looks terrible. I am going to see it opening night.
Me
for
too.
The same reason I saw the Santa Claus 3 on opening night.
I saw that in
midnight.
Theaters too.
I saw it in LA. Disney owns a theater called the El Capitan, and movies are more expensive to see there. And we went to see the Santa Claus 3 at midnight. I saw B Movie at midnight on Thursday night.
That's a good
went
movie.
to work the next day.
You go around the water cooler to talk about the B Movie. It's basically Seinfeld.
It's less funny. It has one good joke in it. It has the joke.
Was it the joke when the woman fucked a bee?
No. Oh. No, that's hot. That's sexy. That's not funny. No, they had some joke where they were very clearly making an allusion between, like, the Matthew Broderick bee was like, I got a thing for spiders. And, like, the Jerry Seinfeld bee's like, bees always have a thing for spiders. And it's very clearly a reference to how there's like a stereotype where Jewish American men like African American women. I'm watching this, I'm like, this is very dark and it's going to go over a lot of kids' heads, Mr. Seinfeld. I don't know why you put this in your movie.
Yeah, it went over my head.
Yeah, exactly. Because you were a kid at the time.
And still am.
But,
I guess at heart.
Yeah, but I mean, this Sonic movie's going to be, it's got James Marsden in it as the lead, which is just like, hey, Do you only have $250,000 to pay your male lead? Well, have we got a deal for you? It's James Marsden, generic white guy lead actor, and he'll be in your goddamn, like, he was remember he was Superman? James Marsden? No, he wasn't Superman. He was Cyclops, right?
I think you're right on that one.
Yeah, he was Cyclops.
It's been a long time since I watched the original X-Men movies, though.
Yeah, the X-Men 2 is good, but the rest of them are terrible. Like, and then it's got what's his name in it?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey. I love. It's like the movie is so 90s that Jim Carrey is playing it like he would in the 90s.
Well, I mean, in the current, I guess, decade, he hasn't really played any role that was whimsical or fun. He's been more of a, I guess, drunken depressant in the last 10 years. So maybe they did revive. Was it you who said it might have been somebody else. I hope I'm not attributing this to you falsely. Somebody said there are only a few movies where the second act is the best act, and
that was me.
You listed Liar Liar as one of those.
Yeah, like, and of course there are movies where the second act is the best act because the movie falls apart. Like, that's not what I mean, but like Liar Liar, Groundhog's Day, and Avengers Endgame, it's like all the fun happens in the second act, whereas usually in comedies the second act is like the boring part that you just kind of got to get through. Yeah, but I mean, what was the last movie that Jim Carrey starred in? The Number 23, where he played like a saxophone playing serial killer trying to track down himself?
Or Kick-Ass 2, where he played, I think, a saxophone playing serial killer who keeps playing the same shit.
Yeah, it's Jim Carrey. I mean, you don't end up on a Showtime show because you want to, like. Like, do you think William H. Macy wants to do 9 seasons of Shameless? He can't get any movie work. Yeah, okay. I mean, the same thing with what's his name and the show. The guy who played Joey from Friends had a Showtime show for a while, called like Famous or called like
Episodes.
Not Extras. Episodes, right? Exactly. It's like, yeah, do you think that guy No, he wants to be on NBC or ABC, but hey, he's on Showtime. Hey, that's the same thing with Jim Carrey now. But this cat. Do you like Dr. Robotnik in the trailer or no?
I don't like anything about Sonic the Hedgehog at all. I've never played any of the games. I actually actively dislike everything about all of it. I don't understand how the Sega Genesis game was such a revolutionary thing. I watch people play it and I think it looks boring and exhausting and horrible. People were freaking out about Sonic Mania as being a second coming to the series. I watch people play that. It looks just as horrible to me. I can't. It must take a special kind of autism to enjoy anything relating to Sonic, because I just don't fucking get it.
Okay, what about Super Mario World?
Yeah, that's a good game.
Okay, and Super Mario Brothers 3?
That's a little before my time.
That's okay. Like, yeah, we're not. I mean, there's kind of two different Sonics. Like, when I was a kid, Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3 were amazing. But like I told you over text, it's like we only had like 7 good games across multiple systems, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, Atari Lynx, Game Boy, Sega Mega. I forget what the Sega, the Game Gear. It was like, yeah, we had like 7 good games. So like those Sonic games were good. I assume they don't hold up, but like at the time. Oh, and then the other thing was, at the time, a game cost $50, and that was like in 1992 money, which would be like $100 now. So when you were a kid, you didn't have like 60 games. You had like 4 games. You got like a game at Christmas, and it was like, well, I hope you picked a good one because you're playing it all year.
If you got Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you might as well fucking throw your Nintendo away.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Holy fucking shit. But if you got Dr. Mario, you can play Dr. Mario forever. By the way, Dr. Mario, he solves all his problems with pills instead of just talking to his patients. I feel like he's over medicating.
I've never played. Is Dr. Mario just Bejeweled? I've never played that either.
No. Dr. Mario is kind of like a weird reverse Tetris, where like the tetrads, or they're called tetraminos, actually break apart. But yeah, Dr. Mario is great. Dr. Mario, and the music of Dr. Mario is fantastic too. But all right, so we had Sonic, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles. But then your generation went crazy because you started making all these Sonic characters that you wanted to fuck.
Uh-oh.
Like, we didn't have Amy Rose.
You leave Roach the Bat out of this. How dare you?
We didn't have, like, this big lady bat that you wanted to plow her lady bat ass. Like, we didn't have, like, a sexy... We had three characters. No, I assume there's, like, a lady Tails, right?
No, I mean,
Tailsina
just normal Tails is all we need.
Yeah, I mean, now you have that Tails, and he's putting your dick between his tails, and he's jerking off your dick with his tails.
You've got Shrek and Sonic having a love child, and Shrek is pregnant, and the baby looks like Shadow, so you realize Shrek had an affair with Shadow.
You guys have Shadow, and like back, like in our day, Shadow was a boss. You beat him once, that was it. Now, like, Shadow has his own games and his own dark sexual past.
Which I think, honestly, I would rather see a movie adaptation of the Shadow the Hedgehog video game that is famously very dark and horrible. I think with how bad this movie looks, they should have just made it the edgy Shadow movie and made it PG-13. I think then I'd be triple hyped to go see that shit.
I would also see that, and I agree. I would rather see that. Like, this movie does look like they tried, and that's why I can't wait to see it. Because it's like, they made the worst Sonic they could. He sounds like shit. He's friends with James Marsden, and he's fighting Jim Carrey. Like, I can't. It's like something out of 30 Rock. Like, the trailer looks like a trailer that you would see in 30 or I don't know what the Whitest Kids You Know. Like, it looks like the Whitest Kids You Know sketch.
So you don't think the Sonic movie will take Avengers Endgame's spot for the top 10 Academy Award nominees?
No, I don't know. I think
probably not.
But I do agree with you, because I also, the trailer for Toy Story 4 I saw in front of Avengers Endgame, and just when I thought they couldn't do more shit, they have the idea of, like, what if you invented a toy and now it's come to life and now you have to deal with it. I'm just like, that's a good fucking point, movie.
I had the opposite reaction to the trailer. I thought this was the most obvious cash grab in that they didn't have any good ideas and they just had to make Toy Story 4 because it's $1.3 easy billion.
Oh, yeah. And they got to do it before those guys die, too. Otherwise you're going to have to get... Because what's his name?
Yeah, we all want to employ Tim Allen some more. He needs more money.
Tim Allen's brother, like Jim Allen, does the voice for all the toys and did the voice for the cartoon show, and it's like, we got to make another one of these Toy Story movies before Jim Allen gets an upgrade. Like, oh, I don't want to hear to infinity and beyond. I'm Tim Allen's brother. Look out, Woody. Like, I'm not here for it. But the reason I like Toy Story 4 is the trailer to Toy Story 4 was I was like, I'm glad they're not trying to depress me to death anymore with seeing all my friends hold hands and accept their fate as they fall into a garbage incinerator, like they did at the end of Toy Story 3.
Yeah, but I think with sequels, you should always be upping the stakes a little bit, and this seems like a downgrade in terms of narrative. How do you go from endgame level events of everybody's going to die and accepts their fate to, let's go to an amusement park. That'll be fun. Oh, we got Key and Peele doing their shtick in the middle of this kid's movie for some reason. Hooray. Great.
I love how Key and Peele are the only black comedians Hollywood knows. Like, anytime you need, it's just Key and Peele. I feel like it's just like, in case of need of diversity, break glass and like smash the little hammer.
Which used to be Wayne Brady.
Yeah, exactly. But Wayne Brady is notoriously hard to work with. I'll tell that story another time.
We've heard this story.
No, I have other stories.
What?
I've heard other things. It's great.
Wow, come to the live show to hear that one.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's great. I will only tell those stories at the live show.
Wow.
Oh, speaking of live show, in Detroit, I'm about to put down a deposit on a venue in Detroit. It's going to be a church.
Okay. Should I dress up as Vincent?
That's what I'm saying. A, we're going to turn it into the Church of Spite or the Church of Zoomers or some kind of church. You know that rap that we've been teasing?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to do that at church.
Perfect.
Church.
I think I've got 4 lyrics to share. It's going to be a hoot and holler.
We could have Vincent the Atheist interrupt the show and be like, I don't like anything that's happening here.
Perfect.
Oh, remember when I pitched to you when we were doing the movie? I was like, what if we pull a Milhouse and Milhouse's dad or Ralph Wiggum and Ralph Wiggum's dad? I was like, what if Vince's dad sounds like Vincent? And I would just be like, Vincent, go to your room.
I think if we're doing this at a church, we should pass around a collection plate in the audience and then just keep the money.
Oh, my God. Yes, absolutely.
Brilliant idea.
For the poor, which is us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, this episode's getting a little long.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I talk about one more thing before we go?
If you must. I'm about to pass out from the booze sweats, but I'll hear you out.
I just think it might be interesting to end at the beginning, the end game.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what the next big Marvel arc is going to be. And I'm wondering, I just had this thought today. I wonder if it's going to be Kang the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror is like a classic Avengers villain who's like a Time Lord. And I think if they make the new big bad over like 15 movies, Kang the Conqueror, the next movie they could try to use a time machine and it don't work. And they're like, why? And it's because Kang's stopping time travel. So like that gets rid of the problem with Avengers Endgame if we can fix every problem now. And then I think when they finally do fight Kang in like Avengers 6 or something, he can do a thing where he uses his time travel to pull every single Marvel villain from every movie out of time to fight the event. Because like, how do you raise the stakes? Like with the Avengers Endgame, it was 50 guys against one tough guy. And now I think it's like, well, what if the guy from Black Panther came back and the bad guy from Ant-Man and Ultron is back and all the bad guys are back and the Nova and all that shit. I don't know. What do you think of that?
Well, Asterios, as we learned earlier in the episode, I'm actually from the future.
That's right.
I know what the next saga of Marvel is going to be focused on. I'm sorry, you're wrong. There's no Kang. What actually happens is they introduce a new character. It's a female version of Thanos who has a dream of snapping her fingers to make all white men in the universe disappear. And when she accomplishes this goal, all the other Marvel characters actually realize this is better for them. They're more empowered, and it's a happy ending. You can very clearly see that this is what they're leading towards with all of their recent decisions, and I really can't wait for the day. I think it'll be the most... that movie will win Best Picture for sure.
I can't... That's what true diversity looks like. No white dudes.
No white dudes at all.
That's great. Oh, my God.
I can't wait.
It's our turn, mixed race people. Let's get in there, but let's get out of here. That's it for this week's Boomer versus Zoomer. Oh, housekeeping. We got a new show in Philly in early June. You can get tickets to it right now at boomerversuszoomer.com. We've also just opened up tickets to Miami in late July, and you can get tickets for that at boomerversuszoomer.com. We're going to Toronto, Chicago, Detroit, and Montreal in August. We're doing New York City, Boston, New Jersey, and Philly in June, and we are doing Miami and Orlando in July. I'm trying to get us to Texas. Hang on, Texans. We're trying to make it there. You can get tickets to almost all of these shows at boomerversuszoomer.com. And if you support us on Patreon, you get to watch a video version of this show. YouTubers are getting the audio version, but still, it's pretty good. And you can listen to our show on Spotify and iTunes and Google Play and all that stuff. Anyway, do you have anything left to plug?
Yeah, there's one other major Boomer versus Zoomer event coming up in June that I need everybody listening at home to help me with. I'm entering the Raleigh 48-hour film contest, and Asterios does not want to come be in it, so I need everybody to pester him on Twitter. Everybody at Asterios, shame him into coming down to my house for a weekend full of hard work making a movie, folks. We need to guilt trip him into coming down to my place so we can make some magic happen, people.
Bring it.
We all know a certain level of shame and guilt will work on you.
No, it'll work. I'm Catholic. It'll work like hell.
Yeah.
Like Monkey texted me about this today. I wasn't sure if I was working that weekend, but if enough people guilt me, I'll quit my temp job. So yeah, reach out.
You can work on the weekends. What the fuck?
I need the money so badly. Oh my God, $37,000 worth of legal debt for Boomer versus Zoomer. I've been Asterios Kokkinos.
And I've been your Zoomer hero, Mumkey Jones. We'll see you next time, folks.
See you next time.